Hey guys, this is DeXTeR from DeXTeR's workshop. Today I will try to make a tutorial about pedal wiring. So I'm going to take you step by step and show you my method of guitar pedal wiring. I'm using a slightly smaller box for this project. Okay, so let's start. What I like to do with my wiring, it's get the ground connection connected first, because it's a very long connection and it requires a lot of wire bending and a lot of arranging around here. As you may see, it's one wire going from the DC socket to the input jack, then to the switch, and then again to the output socket. Why I'm doing that? Because I don't know, it's how I get used to it, and also I'm trying to avoid multiple points of failure. So as you may see, it's one solid wire from start to end. No cuts, no multiple pieces. Again, what I'm doing, I don't know if you can see, is I'm soldering the positive lid of the LED directly on the DC socket. So the positive LED, it's soldered directly here, and that will ensure me with a good contact on the positive side and no wiring and no extra wires, and also it helps me to fit it in place, the LED to fit it in place, because I'm not using any socket with it. You see, it's just a 3mm hole with the LED inside, and that's it. On the back of the LED I've put just a little bit of epoxy just to keep it there. Next thing that I'm doing is trim the LED, and I'm using 1K 0.25 watts resistor that I'm going to solder it on the LED. And also I'm going to thin the end of the resistor like this. Okay, I'm going to also trim the resistor lid, and I'm going to use a piece of wire that I'm going to strip it at one end. I'm using this kind of strippers. Served me good for like 5 years now. You have to ensure that you have a good solder joint there. Okay, next I'm going to take a little bit of shrinking tube. I'm going to measure it and be sure that the LED lid and the resistor are covered by the shrinking tube. Okay, like this. As you may see, it needs a little bit of a trimming, like, I don't know, a couple of millimeters. So this is how it should look like. I'm using a lighter because it's the most convenient thing I could use in such a small enclosure. So I'm going to just burn it a little bit so the shrinking tube will shrink, and after that, using a a pair of tweezers like this. It's a short pair of tweezers with thicker nose. Okay, I'm going to use it and fit the wire in a way that I like. Okay. After that, I'm approximately measure where I'm going to make the cut. So I'm taking the wire and I'm slowly bring it to the pin, and then, as you may see, I'm gonna make the cut here. It's advisable to do the cut as close to the pin as you can, because it's going to be easier to solder it after. Okay. Okay. So and I'm going to I usually don't like to use tweezers when I'm soldering, so I'm going to show you with one motion right there. And then you take the wire and with the tweezers you're going to make a straight angle like this. It's a little bit of work. You have to have patience with the wire, but everything should fit just fine. It's a multi-stranded wire. It's not solid core. It's the wire I like to work with. Uh, Easily, you can easily bend it, and you can easily fit it in any place that you need. So this is the LED connection to the switch. So guys, we're back here. Next thing that I will do, it's getting all my breakout wires soldered on the board before I will fit it into the case. So what I'm going to do is solder the input, the output, the ground, and the supply voltage to the board before I will put it in the enclosure. It's easier. Okay, so I recommend you to use different colors. It's easier to see them in case you need debugging. So I'm going to start and wire up the board. Um, I had a pair of helping hands, but I couldn't get used to it. So I'm not, as you may see, I'm not using helping hands for my wiring or for planting the parts. Uh, I'm doing it by hand on the table. It's how I get used to it. So this is the way I do it. So in the end, you are going to have one output, one input, the ground, and the main supply voltage. After that, I'm going to use this kind of sandpaper, and I'm going to bend the pins of the pot like this, 90 degrees. I'm doing this because I'm using PCB mounted pots, and I'm going to have to add a little bit of extra wire here to get it fit right, but I wouldn't use PCB with the 90 degrees pins, because they would be too tall to get fit in this type of enclosure. I remind you that this type of enclosure, it's a little bit smaller than 1950A type of enclosure, so it's smaller, it has smaller dimension that the Hammond standard. That's why I'm going to use this type of potentiometer, and I'm going to add extra wires to the pot. Then you can cut them to the same length here. Okay, so you will end up with something like this. I like to get it fit in the enclosure before I'm adding the PCB inside, so I'm going to use a nut and a washer. Just a second. Here. Okay, so you will end up with something like this. Okay. After this, I'm going to fit the board inside, but before that, I'm going to cut some small pieces of shrinking tube, like, I don't know, 5 millimeters, 3 of them. Okay, so we got our shrinking tube here, and we are going to fit them inside like this. There are moments when you will have to cut a little bit more. And be sure that everything fits nice inside. After this, I'm using a little bit of double tape, so I make sure that, like with this, I make sure that everything stays in place, and there's no way that it's going to have a bad connection or a short circuit or something like this. And I'm going to fit that on the back of the potentiometer like this. I don't like to use hot glue for this, because it's not so sticky. It will not stick very good to the surface. After that, I'm going to fit the board inside, and I'm going to make sure that, oh, I forgot about something, because it's a very tight fit. inside, I'm going to pinch the extra pin that it's used for battery connection. We are not going to use battery, so I can clip it right off like this. Okay, so we have clipped the extra pin, we put the board inside, and we make sure that everything fits in place like this. It's quite a tight fit here, so after that we are going to solder everything in place and make sure that the board is staying on the bottom of the enclosure. So you'll end up with something like this. Everything is in place, everything is nice and sturdy, nothing is moving out of place, like this. After that we are going to trim the extra, and we have this, which this is it. Okay. Took a little longer than I expected, probably because of the camera. So basically this is it. We will have to connect the input socket, the input jack, to the switch. How I like to do it, it's I will show you how I'm doing it. First of all, I'm taking some wire, some multi-stranded wire, and I'm gonna strip it off, and then I'm gonna tin it. Okay. After that, I'm going to add it through the hole here and solder it. After that, I'm gonna cut it here, okay, and add a little bit of a shrink tube. This I'm doing it last because I would like to have all my wires ready and put it in place before I'm going to make this bridge connection. Okay? I'm using a long nose plier to have the wire in the place. Okay. And for the input, I'm going to use the same blue wire. We got our wire connected. Bring it to the switch. Cut it. Ran over. And after that, strip it. If you strip too longer this wire, you can always cut it after you tin it. Okay. Going to make it 90 degrees. And this is it. That's the finished wiring. So guys, this was the wiring tutorial. It's quite easy to do it. It's not something very hard. You have to have a little patience with it, with the process, and after a while, when you're going to do a lot of pedals and build a lot of pedals, it will be very easy to do it. I do hope that you find this interesting, and if you like it, please subscribe to DeXTeR's workshop channel from YouTube. And that's it. I hope you enjoy it, and see you again on the next tutorial, which is going to be about debugging pedals. So bye bye guys.